Welcome, everybody, Install Atlanta. Yes, it is election version of Install Atlanta. Thank you guys for joining us on this special day. I'm your host, Sky.
I'm Merritt.
And I'm your girl, Shayla Ray.
Yes, now, ladies, how is everyone doing? You guys stayed up late last night?
I'm overwhelmed.
I didn't stay up late because I was like, they're not going to be able to call it tomorrow, but I'm going to call it at night instead.
Yeah,
I know that's right.
I went to sleep just fine, turned it off. But it's like one of those things when you wake up in the morning, it's like the first thing that's on your mind. It was like that.
Yes, I did.
Like a bad breakup. Like you feel that feeling like, dang, I need to check. Like, did he text me back? No, he didn't. You know, it was nerve-wracking.
And we still don't know. So let's get right into it, Merritt, because I know there's a ton of political news here. The election being the highlight of all this.
So as it stands now, Wednesday, November 4th, we still do not have the decided president for our country. So right now, and it's very interesting because different news outlets and different media outlets have projected different electoral votes. So CNN has projected Biden at 253 and Trump still at 214, but NPR has projected Biden at 264 and Trump at 214. The biggest discrepancy between the two is CNN has not counted Arizona at all for Biden, but NPR has counted Arizona for Biden. And based on like the extensive data that it's now like, it's like a weird obsession to just keep checking to like see what county and what number and what like, so I understand NPR because essentially the two largest counties in Arizona have voted for Biden. And we're talking about over 1 million people in the one county. And Arizona doesn't have that big of a population, which is why their electoral college votes are only 11. So anyways, so right now I'm going with NPR. Oh, I'm sorry, Shayla, go ahead.
So they're saying now, I'm like kind of looking at CNN a little bit. They're just saying that, you know, the new vote totals are coming in from Arizona. So I'm thinking they're closing it up and they have him up. So, you know, we'll see.
Who up? They have Biden up?
Yeah.
Good. I mean, like I said, I'm with NPR. I don't see it going any other way just because, again, the largest population of people who voted have already voted for Biden. But you never know. You got to count the ballots.
You never know, but the ballots are coming in from our people.
Hopefully. I don't know. Some people be voting for Kanye, so we'll see. So it's interesting though, also because in Georgia, there's fewer than 60,000 votes that are separating Trump and Biden. And I think that that's like a really big deal, considering historically Georgia is a red state. And so the fact that the margins are that close is some positive things.
Agreed.
Now, ladies.
Uh-oh, we got the tongue pop there. Come on.
It's time to talk about your all's president. So here's what's happening. The sore loser, also known as Trump. Essentially, he's requesting that he wants all voting to stop. And he continues to keep using this false narrative saying that mail-in votes / almost early votes is voter fraud. You know, a lot of media, celebrities and journalists especially are essentially saying that this is his strategy to undermine the democratic process and to essentially continue his, almost reign, right? His reign as president. There's millions of ballots that are still being counted. And there's several Senate Republicans and Senate Republican leaders who are basically very silently just, off-putting and not really responding to what and also very silently kind of in the shadows, just essentially just saying it's not true. In states where Trump is losing, like Wisconsin, Trump's team is requesting a recount. Interesting also, same for Biden. In states where Biden isn't winning, he's also requesting for all of the ballots to be actually counted before we make any decisions. Trump is also asking now 3 states. Before when I was doing research, it was just one. It was just Pennsylvania, but now it's Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Wisconsin, where he's asking that there needs to be a recount for all of those votes that have come in, because he doesn't believe the projections, aka he doesn't believe the count. So I can continue on to talk about all the things that Trump is doing and the silliness, but I mean, we don't have time for that. We already know. It's nothing new. My first question to you ladies is, okay, it's 2020. It will actually, we're what, a month and a half away from it being 2021. Do we still need paper ballots? Like, are we not in a place in a process where we should be able to have electronic ballots like other countries across the world? Love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, well, I think ideally, sure. However, then when you have, oh man, the power went out, or ooh, things are flooding, and now it's like messed up the power. It's just something,
Or let's
it's
not
always just
forget,
something, or malfunction of something.
let's not forget, like, the hackers and I
yes.
mean, it's just so many cyber things and if we haven't learned anything from 2020 and this pandemic, technology will fail you. I mean, it's happened so many times now. It's just some things you just need to be old school with. Keep it like
Bring out that number 2 pencil.
right. The number 2 pencil ain't gonna fail you. It ain't gonna fail you as long as you got a sharpener.
So do you also think then there should be maybe like a standard across the country to say, listen, if you have early ballots, within receiving early ballots from a week, you need to count that, so that in places like Pennsylvania, who are getting early votes / early mail-in ballots, they haven't started counting those until yesterday. So there's literally millions of ballots that need to be counted. Do you think that there should be some policies and procedures just countrywide on how we should be counting and really thinking through the ballot counting process?
Whew, I would like to say, let's go ahead and count, as they come in.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think that kind of opens up Pandora's box for a lot of trouble, some shadiness. But hey, there's always going to be some form of some kind of shadiness going down, I guarantee. Like, I saw a news story where there was a location and they were collecting like ballots, and this location wasn't supposed to be collecting ballots.
Or burning the ballot boxes. That happened in California. They just burnt the boxes. People were putting in their ballots, they burnt the whole box.
Well, I mean, me personally, I used to work at this place called the Board of Elections. So I used to work this, with these votes and things like that. And I just think that, when you have the presidential election, we look at that as like the top. More people vote than vote, obviously, in your local, things.
Which is sad, because the local one is actually more important than the presidential one, in my personal opinion.
It definitely is. But even still, the whole world California doesn't have to vote for Georgia laws, even if everybody in the state of Georgia, So it's like, it's still going to be smaller than the presidential election. And I think that we have to accept that it's going to take some time, especially in elections like this one where the margins are really tight and every single vote does count. So we do need to go back and do a recount and make sure. I like it. I like that they're, saying, be thorough. we're not in a rush. This is going to be somebody that we have another 4 years. Let's get it right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I also remember, I feel like, and this is just like my own opinion, I probably could find some facts too, though, but I feel like Republicans usually still racist. Like Trump stole the last race. Stacey Abrams, she like quite literally win based on the recount of the votes, if I'm not mistaken. Bush, his brother was throwing ballots in the ocean when he, I feel like they just lie. Now, I'm not saying all, I'm just saying in these examples, this has been the case. I really hope this is not one of the cases. And to your point, Shayla, I really think it is important. Like, yes, every single vote counts. Every single vote should be counted. That's the whole point of voting. And it's going to be a long, arduous process. I just wish there was a better way for us to not have to wait so long for us to get the outcome that we all have been wanting. So I don't know. My other question for you all, I was talking about these Senates and like these Republicans who very quietly and in the shadows correct Trump, but not like ever publicly, or not enough are publicly doing so. Do you all feel like because Trump quite literally is the person who's representing the Republican Party, that they should be snatching his edges a lot more than what they're doing now? Like, in my opinion, they need to be holding him accountable in ways that I feel like the Democratic Party maybe not should, because his behavior is ridiculous. And who holds him accountable? Your thoughts?
I think that they might have some sort of fear there.
Of what? What he gonna do? Right, maybe that's the fear.
But,
I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair. I think that, they are on his side. You know what I mean? They can't relate. They don't care to relate. They want to stay in power. They want to make the decisions. And so what do? You get close to the man in power. You support the man in power. And that's it.
Because they fear for, okay, afterwards, now what's going to happen to me? That's by fear, not like, oh my gosh, I'm scared he's going to beat me up. But like, I have a fear of what's my future going to hold. Let me go ahead and kiss his butt and let me agree with everything that he says, so
but
that
I don't think everybody's fear. I see what you're saying. Like, some people are fearful but these are people that really agree with him and actually are on the same page. It's no fear of doing something against him. They actually believe what he believes.
I think it's both and. I think there's literally people who are like, listen, I've been a politician my whole life. If I decide to stand up against him, what's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to my career? Like, what's going to happen? Unfortunately, that's not why you should get into politics, but that's another conversation for another day.
Hello.
I think the other thing is, okay, looking at all these red states, and Shayla, you're from Ohio, so I'm just saying, I'm from California, baby, and I live in New York. Both of my states are blue. I'm just saying, I'm just gonna put that out there. Yeah. But Ohio is red this year.
It's not shocking to me.
No.
I mean, it's really not. Like, Ohio, I look at it as, the south of the north.
Of the north.
The south of the Midwest,
okay,
whatever you want to call it. But, when slaves were transported, I mean, the same mentality was there. I'm sorry. Yeah, some people were helping, but it wasn't the collective. It's a lot of rural, racist people in Ohio. And it's not a lot of immigrants. When I grew up, I didn't grow up around diversity. I didn't even know one Hispanic person. I asked all my friends, I'm like, did y'all like family make tacos when y'all was growing up? No.
Taco Tuesday, baby.
Listen, nobody. We didn't eat tacos. It's not as diverse as other places that people come to New York from Jamaica or, Europe or whatever the case may be. They're not coming to Ohio. So this is a very, racist state. There's a lot of disparities. There's a huge wealth gap. And it's the reality of just racism in the world.
Yeah. And I think that was to your point earlier. Like, There are some people who are scared. I think there's a large majority who are in line and believe everything that he's saying and are not going to pull his collar, not going to pull his tail, because they probably have said it and want to say it as well. So
He ignited them. I mean, I'm kind of like, as mad as it makes me to see the Karens and the this and the that, I'm kind of happy that like you don't have to just play this game of trying to figure out who they are.
especially the Karens, because their passive aggressive selves before,
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, now, thank God. Yes, Karen. And just know.
And then just know if you get beat up, sis,
Just be ready,
take
Karen.
it. I
Just be
mean,
ready.
don't be mad. You cannot be mad if you get beat up after you were so bold.
Just keep that same energy. That's all I got.
Keep that same energy, sis.
Just keep the same energy. My last question. When Biden wins, we're just gonna put that positivity in the app. We're just when he wins. Okay. Y'all think Trump gonna leave the White House? Like, what you think that's gonna look like?
Oh, he's probably gonna like tear it up and like, oh, he's gonna leave some souvenirs. Oh,
Like
man,
a bad tenant?
man. Might be some holes in the wall.
I don't even think he's gonna tear it up. I just don't think he's gonna leave. I don't think he's gonna leave, and I think that he has. It's just like Game of Thrones. I don't know if you guys seen that show, but
Huge fan. Didn't like how the last season ended. I don't even want to talk about it.
right. But overall, amazing show, and that's what we're experiencing right now. Game of Thrones. You have put someone who doesn't play fair and by the rules in power. He can really do some damage, and he has wealth on top of that. So, and he's white. And he's white. Let's not forget that very important point. I don't know. I think this is history in the making. But I would not be surprised if he's going to figure out a loophole. This is what he's like, a sleazy salesman.
A used car salesman.
A used car salesman that's going to sell you the lemon, but it's going to sound like you're getting the Bentley and you're getting all of this stuff. That is what he does. So he might not leave.
He needs to, though.
No, he should. He should, but he's not. He doesn't play by the rules, the political rules, and that is a political rule that we have for America. But he doesn't play by the rules.
That's all I got. I mean, it hasn't been called yet. We'll see what specifically will happen. I think, I don't know. We all could just really hope for the best. I don't think that we should know anytime soon either. Like, it should take a few days before we know for sure and without a shadow of a doubt. I'm gonna kick it back to you, Sky.
All right, yes. So I'm gonna jump into, I'm gonna bring a little more local. So as you know, we've got some Georgia, some runoffs coming up January 5th for our Senate seat. So it's a runoff between Kelly Loeffler, and who's the Republican senator, and the Democrat, her opposition is Raphael Warnock, who's also a pastor, I believe, at Ebenezer Baptist Church. So I didn't quite understand why was there going to be a runoff, seeing as though he won the majority of the votes. However, the reason behind the runoff is because you have to have more than 50% of the vote.
What goes back to Merritt's point. They're just trying to sabotage
Trying everything
across the way. It's just like that guy at Umi Sushi. She can wear tennis shoes, but you can't, black man.
I'm like, you got to be kidding. I'm like, he won the majority, but hey, so back to the polls for us, January 5th for this runoff election. Now let's bring it even closer. I don't know if you guys, Shayla, here in the city, if you've been out and about, but if you may have noticed, a lot of the businesses have been boarded up. So for instance, okay. That's right. I forgot I do have a counterpart in New York, and he did tell me all of down.
Everything's boarded up.
You know, I went to Kroger today, and the funniest thing, it was boarded, and outside it said, you know, we're still open during construction. And I walked inside.
Ain't no construction.
Ain't no construction going on. What the what? You know, but so they're doing all this because under the impression that, you know, there's going to be probably like some more race riots going on, civil unjust, you know, just
Why are we dealing with
it's a bit of silliness. But as I was coming out of Kroger, then they started taking them down. So that's a lot of money. That's a waste of money right there. But hey, what are your—
Unless they're assuming because Georgia is swinging. I don't know. It's interesting why they
this
took it
ain't
down.
over. This is not
Right.
over. We don't know what's gonna happen.
We don't know what's going to
tonight.
happen. Exactly.
I don't know.
It's too early to tell.
Do you think that they're jumping the gun and going ahead and you know, trying to board up? Because like Nordstrom Rack boarded up.
Listen, you can't wait till after they do it, Sky. You gotta do it before.
But you want some of the places that they've been boarding at Ross. Ain't nobody going into Ross.
No
to
one's
steal
going.
You don't
nothing.
know that? Yes, we will.
No one's going to Ross.
But Home Goods
Ross is
wasn't boarded
already-
up.
Listen,
Home Goods
it's
wasn't
somebody's
boarded up.
Ross is somebody's market. Don't tell me it's not.
But why didn't Home Goods do it? Home Goods is right next door. They didn't do it.
That's what I think. That I think is what is interesting.
I think you can
it's
protect your own
interesting
business.
to see. Well, no, I think it's interesting to see
Yes.
which businesses
Yes.
they think the demographic that they reach to
Yes.
starts boarding their things up, right?
Yes.
So I don't feel like Nordstrom's would board it up, but I think Nordstrom's Rack would. I don't think Marshall's would board it up or TJ Maxx would board it up, but Ross has.
Mhm.
I don't think, right, like Banana would, but Old Navy has. Like, I think there's like some interesting correlations.
Subtle.
between
You gotta look at.
which
understand that
companies do that.
I don't understand that though because
They think poor people
riot,
are going to be the one who do that. That's
get that, but the last riots that we had, which we had riots here this year.
well, I'm from LA, so I'm from Long Beach. So y'all riots and my riots aren't the
Listen,
same.
they was at
but
Phipps.
sure,
They was at
civil
Phipps.
unrest to me.
They were at Phipps.
Civil unrest to me.
They were smash and grabs. Those weren't really like riot.
Lennox, sorry. Lennox. Unless
Yeah,
Lennox is dangerous on a normal day. I'm not going there.
Like I said, I'm from California. Like, I know a riot, right? Like, y'all don't like where people. Well, was the National Guard? Did the National Guard end up going in
Yes.
Georgia? Okay, later on, right?
Yes, they can.
For how many days?
I don't know the days. I can't.
Right, that's what I'm saying. We was like weeks. Like, I remember ashes from the fires come to the house. You know what I mean? But anyways,
That was, I understand. I remember LA being like that back in the day. But let's be honest, like as of lately, this new generation, the world that we're in from an internet perspective, it's a lot different than what it was then. Now you're seeing everything in real time. It's just
fact.
Oh yeah, we're there. We're there when they're smashing and grabbing.
We're watching live.
I mean, people hopping in cars and driving them around inside of the mall, that's chaotic mess to me. I don't know, you know what I mean? But I'm not saying it's not a riot. I'm just saying, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe there's levels to riots, like level 4, level 3.
definitely
To everything.
But yeah,
I
I definitely want to encourage all our viewers, make sure you guys head back to the polls January 5th, because we are not done. And it's those kind of elections there that
they win
help us in the long run. Because remember, elections aren't really based off of popular vote. They're based off of
numbers.
your electoral votes that each state has. So head back to the polls January 5th. Shady.
Gonna be right.
All right. I'm sorry.
Y'all really think there's gonna be riots?
I don't put anything past the whites.
You said the whites.
Fearful. I don't put anything past the whites. Nope.
Oh my gosh.
She called them the
I
whites.
cannot. So
Karen and
Shay,
Kevin's, they listen, they here. Sorry, go ahead, Scott.
Right. So no, it's okay. So let's talk celebrity news, Shayla.
Oh yes. So we have to, when we think about celebrities, we have to talk about Kanye. Okay, of course, he recently ran. Well, was it the birthday party?
The birthday party.
The birthday party. Mm-hmm.
So, people had their speculations. Let's not forget Kanye had a relationship with Trump. He was wearing the MAGA hats.
He sure was. I forgot
He
about
was
that one.
speaking the truth of his fearless
Harry
leader to whom he admires, because that's his spirit animal.
Oh, okay.
But Kanye got saved, y'all. He got saved. I believe he's saved now. But I still think he's not ready to be president. However, 50,000 people in this year's election did vote for Mr. West.
That's 500,000.
No, 50.
Right now, no, hold on. My math is off. Hold on.
I was like, no, it's missing a
It's
zero.
been a long day. Hold on.
That's half of 100,000.
Oh my God.
Cut it.
50,000? No, baby. Mm-mm.
Look, I'm telling you.
That ain't nothing, but at the same time, it is something when we talk about how important votes are. I saw a tweet that Jennifer Aniston posted, and she said, P.S. It's not funny to vote for Kanye. I don't know how else to say it. Please be responsible. And then she had the praying hands.
Who said that?
Jennifer Aniston.
Oh.
And then Kanye responded, Friends wasn't funny either.
Ooh.
So, I mean, it's cool.
Come on back, Kanye.
It's cool.
Yo, that's
entertaining. Like, this is prime. Like, we are living in the moment history. Like, we're just watching everything. Like, I wonder how this is going to be in the books.
See,
oh my gosh. Can you imagine like kids like reading this in history? For
reading
real?
tweets. They're going to have to read tweets, especially when it comes to Donald Trump, because they could put a whole collage together of his tweets and it would just blow your mind. That's
hilarious.
Ridiculous. For 4 years of tweeting, and he's Twitter fingers.
Yes, he is.
My favorite is that he already declared he won, even though we haven't finished counting votes. Like,
And he's losing. He's losing, and we haven't finished, and you know it. And you know that a lot of the ballots that are coming in are from the Democratic Party. Also, what was interesting to me, and this is something that I thought about. If you early voted and God forbid, like, you died, your vote will count in some states, but it will not count in others. So if you died in certain states, they will pull your vote. But in other states, and I think it's the state legislator that decides, what the rules are, they can still count, their vote can still be counted.
I'm trying to figure out the rationale on why the vote wouldn't count.
Because it's like, if you didn't make it to election day, let's say you didn't vote and you didn't make it to election day, your vote don't count. I mean, you can't vote. You didn't do it. You didn't
But
make
I did do it. I just did it early. Right.
I think it's just a way for them to.
I know. It's divisive for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
But it is something to think about, like.
For sure, yeah. I'm still at Kanye telling her that Friends wasn't funny, baby. I wasn't ready for that shade.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready.
That's a nice comeback.
You can't get any better than that.
Listen. But you know what? It's going to be interesting to see. I bet you the episodes of Friends is going to go up. This is like promotion because everybody's going to want to see this.
But Friends didn't have any Black people anyway, so I've seen Friends before. It isn't funny. I am a Seinfeld fan, and I think I've seen like maybe one Black person on that show.
But it is funny.
It's not funny to me.
Oh,
at all.
Okay. I never seen.
You think Friends is funny?
I've never seen it.
It's not funny.
I don't enjoy watching shows that I can't relate to. I'll be watching Girlfriends, Moesha,
God, I love Moesha.
Martin.
God,
Like,
I love
Oh
Moesha.
man, that's a whole.
You didn't like Moesha?
I loved Moesha.
Oh yeah, that was like black girl magic at its
It,
finest.
like before we even had the term coin, baby. I love
Right.
Moesha.
She paved the way, okay? Or even Sister. I've been like showing my daughter like a lot of our older shows, and they were.
It was corny, but I appreciate it. Y'all know Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is having a relaunch in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, so that too. Been watching that as well. I watch the shows that relate to me.
Yes.
Never seen Friends.
It's terrible. It is not good.
Not missing anything.
No.
Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting. We've seen so many people being vocal about, voting, being celebrities coming out. And we even saw that Kim Kardashian liked the tweet of someone else who said that they were voting for Joe Biden. So I guess people felt like she was too.
Not her husband.
I can't understand the household. I can't understand it. There's a lot of moving parts in that household. I mean,
baby,
yes, there are.
That's a different. I can't relate, But yeah, so it's just gonna be interesting to see what happens over the next few days.
Y'all saw Beyonce's Instagram, social media. She said Beyonce said that she basically endorsed Biden. I think it was like a mask that she had on that said Biden on it. Very subtle for Beyonce to put it up on. I think she put it up either Monday or Tuesday. I think she put it up Monday before the election.
But she's been vocal about it.
Oh, I didn't disagree. No, if she wasn't gonna vote for Kanye, that's for sure.
Oh no, they're not even friends anymore like that.
I mean, were they ever friends?
I think so.
You think Kanye and Beyonce were? We know Jay-Z and Kanye were.
No, Jay-Z. But remember, the whole Taylor Swift thing was over Beyonce. They were tight. He went hard for a sis, okay?
But I feel like that wasn't necessarily their relationship. I just feel like it was one of those like, yo, this is my home.
Family.
But it's like my homeboy's wife. Like, it's like, I'm gonna always have her back because it's my man's. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's my homeboy's.
It was in relationship, because
yeah, but
you
Kim
saw the terror in her
my
face. She's like, hey, like no.
That shit was dumb funny. Oh god, that was funny. But Beyonce never went hard for Kim like that. That's my point. She didn't even go to the wedding. But that's another story.
I don't think I'd go hard for her like that. Come on. Boo. She probably looks at her like
they hang in the same circles.
No. Beyonce has talent.
Kim is very business minded and smart. I love Beyonce too. Don't get me wrong, but it's almost like more impressive not doing it with talent.
Oh, objectively, it's not even Kim that I'm after. It's the mom I'm after. Like, I would absolutely love if we were able to interview Kris Jenner's in some way, shape, or form, because the way that woman has made sure that all of her children have catapulted into the careers that they have, that lady is genius. How you make your child's sex tape, make sure that your other child and your youngest child, who ain't got nothing to do with the first one, okay, is literally has more followers than the one with the sex tape. There's something that you're doing, and I don't know what it is, but you need to put people on, put a class together, help people understand, because baby, she is effortless at it. She's a genius.
Yeah, Kris don't play.
Kris is not playing at all.
No, she's not. She's built everything from the ground up, and her man turned into a woman, and she just went black. Okay. Yeah. Like her daughters. I'm like, wow. You are no, when she did that and the way she did it, I said, she's not even human. Didn't
You
miss a
wanna-
beat.
Say that again?
She didn't miss a beat.
At all. And that's my whole point. Somebody needs to talk to her because the game that the game she has, baby, that's another level there. How she do that?
Chris, come on in style. We can
Come on over. I
come
just want to
share
talk to
some
you.
tips. Come share your tips, Chris.
Those are my thoughts, girls. You know, stressful today.
Well, yes, and it's not over. That's the thing. And that's the thing. It's not over, ladies. So should be very interesting. Hopefully, maybe the next time we convene, we'll know something, maybe a little more. Who knows? But you know what? Thank you guys so much for joining us here on In Style Atlanta. Don't forget to follow us. If you haven't subscribed yet, right here on YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe. You can follow us on all of our social media platforms. We are at In Style Atlanta. And once again, remember, there is no us without you guys. So, if you ever have any questions or anything, drop us a line in our DM. We're here for you. Ladies, I will see you guys back here real soon, and we'll see you guys real soon as well. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.